AOA podcast back for another show. Frankie C is here. What up, big dog?
What is happening?
The Trump CNN town hall. As we speak, I have live updates. We'll lead off with that. Plus George Santos pled not guilty.
Freaking wreck. This train wreck of a guy.
Robert De Niro's got a baby.
That's number 8, 7 or 8 or something.
I don't even know.
All right.
And we've got a viral TikTok date that we have to talk about. Really just kind of caught my eye on TikTok the other day from this young gentleman, Byron. And we've asked him to come join us. He's going to give us a little bit more insight into what exactly happened to him. It's a really interesting story. I was married for 21 years, never been on a date.
Other than with his former wife? I don't know what happened. Are they divorced?
Yeah, I guess so, but I don't. I guess like they weren't really dating back then. Kind of, I guess they hanging out so young, and then they just kind of got married, and so he's never actually been.
This is his first date since in 20-something years.
Yeah, it's an interesting story, and he seems like a real sweetheart of a dude. So we'll talk to him about his first little date experience there. And Tom Cruise is trying to nail Shakira. Who isn't?
Come on. Where's the news? Are we doing news today?
That's all in this episode.
What?
To test you.
Me?
It's a joke. Good for you, Frank. I'm very proud of us.
What did we do?
We didn't make a joke about hips not lying or any stupid thing like that.
I couldn't come up with one fast enough. I was trying to think of one. Didn't hit. Didn't land.
All right, Big Daddy Trump is on CNN's town hall, so I'll catch everybody up with what's going on here. We've got some live updates. We're taking notes. We've got the AOA investigative team watching on CNN, so you don't have to. You can watch us talk about what's going on over there. But before we get into that, President Trump found not guilty, but liable. In the trial against E. Jean Carroll.
Right.
He's got to fork over $5 million.
Sexual assault and defamation.
Sexual assault and defamation.
Yeah.
Of course, he took to Truth Social and blasted the whole thing.
Of course he did.
Now, listen, I mean, I want to get your thoughts on this, but if you ask me, when I look at the jury, I think Antifa. I feel like that was just a jury filled with Antifa, and
that his own lawyers approved of. Sure, makes sense.
Well, that's the thing with Antifa. You just can't tell how they're going to dress.
They infiltrate. They're everywhere. You don't know.
They put a MAGA hat on. You can't tell the difference. So
yeah, I mean, regardless of whether or not he kind of shot himself in the foot during his what's it called? What's that thing when they interview him?
Deposition.
Regardless of that. It's got to be Antifa. I mean, what other explanation is there? I mean,
he's just treated so unfairly, and
unbelievable that it was a court of law with a jury of my peers, but it was so unfair because I lost.
Yes. What do you think about that whole thing? And does it affect him going into the election? If you could put your hate aside for him for a moment, Frank.
I mean, all the bullshit I'm sorry, but everything that he's done. If all the shit he's done hasn't affected his campaign, I don't know what will. I think he was right when he said I could stand in the middle of time. What is it, Fifth Avenue, and shoot someone and I wouldn't lose a vote.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably right. I mean, it doesn't matter. His supporters are going to support him no matter what. His supporters are going to say, "Oh, it was a witch hunt, and they're out to get him." And I love the line, "They're coming after him. They could come after you." Yeah, if I did the shit he did, they should come after me. But no, he's shooting himself in the foot at every turn, and whenever he's fat, and whenever he has to be held accountable for it, it's all rigged against him. Like none of it is ever appropriate. Like it's never it's never not his fault. It's never his fault. I'm sorry. It's never his fault. All the negativity and all the shit that he's done. Oh, it's everybody's out to get me. It's like, no, you're just a giant asshole and you keep fucking up. And This is the result of that. This is one of those things that just comes back around and bites you in the ass. So
Yeah.
technically, people are looking in the chat. They say guilt. It's not apparent because it's a civil case. You're not found guilty of the crime, but you're found liable of the crime.
See, I wasn't found guilty. I told you all, not guilty.
It's not a criminal proceeding. It's a civil trial.
Yes.
It's like the OJ thing. He wasn't guilty, but he was found liable, I believe.
I think responsible or however. It was very
I don't
weird
how they worded it
yeah.
back then, but they tried him and he lost the civil case, so I'm not sure of the wording they used. But because of the statute of limitations, it was a civil case, and that's why he's liable.
Yes, very much so. So a couple things to keep in mind here before we start with the town hall. There is a pro DeSantis super PAC that was actually blasting Trump and running ads for him marching arm in arm with liberal CNN. So that's interesting.
Wait, pro... Oh, would you say
DeSantis? The pro DeSantis PAC.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Pro DeSantis, I got it.
There was a poll that came out. I mean, the polls are ridiculous. There was a poll that came out that said Trump was way ahead of Biden. And then Yahoo News put out a poll that said Biden's just narrowly beating Trump in the polls. So that was the sort of couple of lead-ins to the town hall. Interestingly enough, there's like a little bit of a dust up because Congress has subpoenaed the FBI to try and get some information. Like the FBI is investigating Biden taking bribes back when he was vice president. And the House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer issued a subpoena last week requiring the FBI to turn over the files for the case by noon Wednesday. And they didn't. Instead, they gave Congress a 6-page document talking about giving all the reasons of why they can't turn that information over just yet. I mean, it's basically boilerplate, blah, 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 where the FBI, it's an ongoing investigation. We're protecting sources and so on and so forth. But that doesn't look good for Biden. It looks like that little thing is heating up. So at some point, the FBI is going to have to wrap up that investigation. This will come back later on when we get into George Santos, believe it or not. Let's stay on topic with Trumpy here. So he came out to the town hall audience on CNN, standing ovation. You surprised?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is to like? I don't get it. Why is this guy the hero? Why? Who is supporting this guy? He's done nothing for anybody but himself. He always plays even in a friggin' rape case, he's playing the victim. How is that?
Well, he was treated unfairly, tremendously.
Oh, I see. Okay. Any normal person would be like, if you're innocent, you prove. I don't know, but the way he went through that trial, all the deposition. Just watch the deposition. He just every time he opens his mouth, it goes off the yes nos. Every time he veers, he just admits. He just shoots himself in the foot, and he admits what's going on, and it was insane. So why is this guy everybody's savior? The billionaire is looking out for you. I'm sure he's the everyman. I'm sure.
So he's playing the hits. Talked about the election, the 2020 election being stolen. The moderator Caitlin Collins pushed back on him. Then a resident of New Hampshire asked him if he would stop the polarizing talk about election fraud. He didn't really say yes or no in either direction. He just said, let's just win it again and straighten out our country.
But how's he going to win if it's rigged? I mean, I don't understand.
Well, he also kind of alluded to the fact that, he's going to move on from that kind of talk. But
no, he's not. I guarantee. As we get closer to 2024, it's going to be the last one was rigged. They don't want me to win. It's a witch hunt. And this time, if he's playing every time there's an election that he's involved in, it's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged unless he wins. Once he won, it was no longer rigged. Then he lost, and it's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged. It's rigged.
Well, that's kind of what he's saying. Is if he loses, it'll be rigged, and if he wins this time around, it will be just fine.
It can't be that he just lost fair and square.
He
Might
refused to admit that he lost last time around. They then talked about January 6th, and he said that he offered Nancy Pelosi and the DC mayor 10,000 soldiers on January 6th, and that they turned it down. So
wait, before January 6th, he offered them?
Yeah. He said he was proud of the beautiful video he made in the White House Rose Garden, asking rioters to go home after they stormed the Capitol.
4 hours later.
He says he's still saying that he would pardon a large portion of the January 6th rioters. I mean, I don't even know if any of them are going to be in jail still at the time he gets back into office. He says that Mike Pence does not deserve an apology over January 6th, saying, quote, he made a mistake.
The guy just doesn't know how anything works. He doesn't know how any of it works.
Trump claims that the E. Jean Carroll trial was rigged. He says, quote, I don't know her. I never met her. I don't know who he is. I had a picture taken had a picture taken years ago with her husband, a nice guy named John Johnson. What a great name. John Johnson.
That's unfortunate.
6 o'clock news with John Johnson. We might have to move up our time with Byron here, Frank, because I don't know if we have a lot of time with him, and I have a lot of questions.
Yeah, we could jump ahead though. That's fine.
Okay, we'll get back to the live town hall thing there with Trump, and we'll move over to our hopefully new pal Byron here. All right, so for those of you who are unfamiliar, Byron put out a TikTok earlier describing that he'd never been on a date, just got out of a 21-year marriage, and he went on his first date, and the thing went absolutely viral. I think he's almost up to 2 million views.
Are we losing you,
Anthony? It's pretty interesting. Can you hear me?
You're either you or I are glitching out. One of us is.
Might be me.
I think it's.
Am I back?
Yeah, but it's choppy. But you're back.
Okay. Well, either way, he's kind of exploded onto the old viral scene, and we have him now here joining us. Let's go over to Byron. Let's see here. Byron, how are you, my man?
There he
Howdy.
is.
I'm great. Playing music tonight here in New Braunfels.
Nice. Now, where are you? Are you in Texas? Do I have that right?
Yep, smack dab between Austin and San Antonio. I call it Texas's backyard, but it's really hill country. We have the world's best water park here. And all the live music you can handle. So it's paradise.
That sounds pretty cool. Now, where was this date that you went on? Was this like at a bar? What kind of a venue was
The place
this?
looked really cool. It looked nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of known as being one of the more divey type venues around town. I guess it used to be a lot bigger, host a lot bigger bands and stuff. But the event was just a charity event for the Lymphoma Leukemia Society, and we both love live music, and so this seemed like the perfect opportunity to just kind of meet up and see how it went.
It was your idea to go to this place, or it was her idea?
Yeah, it was my idea because I'm good friends with the band Kinfo. In fact, I'm really hoping and trying to be their drummer. Their current drummer is getting replaced in June, and my hat's in the ring right now.
Nice.
So I wanted to go and chat with their front man for a little bit, and so I was going to go anyway, and I did go anyway, and I had a great time. And she was super into it too. She says, I love live music. I saw Kinfo last week. She was super into it.
Oh man. All right. So, let's start from the beginning here. And listen, we don't know each other. So if there's anything that you don't want to answer, just say, I don't want to answer that, and it'll be totally okay.
Just tell him to shut the hell up.
Yeah. You can tell me to go fuck off. It's no big deal. All right. So explain this to me, because in your viral video, you said that you got out of a 21-year marriage, but this was your first date. So now I kind of view that as you guys are like maybe high school sweethearts and hanging out after
Kind of,
class.
yep.
Is that what happened?
Basically how it worked is my ex and I both were raised Mormon. And so I went on church mission. I'm from Utah originally, went on a church mission to Oregon. And my very last area, I was teaching the lessons to a person, and her roommate was somebody that I was instantly attracted to. But as a missionary, obviously I can't, date any women or anything, but we kind of had a spark right from then. And that was in 2002, the very beginning of 2002. And I got home from my mission. I played for the 2002 Winter Olympics in Salt Lake City. And
Played music or sport?
Yeah, I'm a drummer.
Okay.
And so I played for Coca-Cola.
I've heard of them.
At their like pin trading centers and stuff. And I got to go back and forth between Salt Lake and Park City. It was really cool. And then I moved from Utah up to Oregon, and we had already started a long distance relationship over the phone and stuff. In fact, I had a $700 texting bill because back then it was like by the minute. Anyway, I got up to Oregon. We got engaged and married within 2 months. And so I never really had the experience of dating as a single guy. I've literally never had it. I didn't know what it was like back then because I went straight from being a missionary to falling in love and marrying this girl. And we've been together 21 years. For maybe about the last 12, she really struggled with fidelity. And, I went through years of trying to get through it together. It affected me, because I basically felt so betrayed that I thought she kind of fell out of love with me several years ago. And that may or may not be true, but it kind of led me to do some things that she felt wronged by. And basically, she now lives in Alaska with her boyfriend. And I've now been single for about a month. So this was my first foray into the dating world, and I had no idea what to expect. I've only been on dating apps for a couple weeks, and I absolutely hate them. I don't pay for any of the premium, subscriptions or anything. So I've literally only had this one match on Bumble. Even still to this day, I've only had one match. And so, we matched.
Well, listen, let's go back to your wife for a second. She's freezing her rear end off right now. Okay.
Yeah,
so let's all take some.
Alaska.
Yeah.
That's a big move.
I hope she's miserable up there. I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm on your side. I just want you to know that.
Yeah. To be honest, we are still pretty good friends. In fact, we might even be better friends going forward and in the future. Right now, I'm being the parent. We have 3 kids, but they're growing up. My oldest just turned 20 yesterday.
Wow.
So it's not that hard, and my kids are so great. They're super easy. But she's changed a little bit. She kind of became a little bit more selfish, I would say. This is my perspective. I haven't diagnosed her or anything. But she wasn't even really willing to go to therapy or anything. She just kind of felt like her path was leading toward a little bit more independent life. But the guy she ended up moving to Alaska for was her high school boyfriend. So the guy she had been with before me, which was kind of that was kind of why it was the nail in the coffin for me.
Yeah, that's tough, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, man.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Dear
it's
Lord.
pretty crazy. But again, it might seem kind of weird because I know societal norms stipulate that I be extremely upset with her, but I just kind of choose to live my life in such a way that, I don't think somebody needs to excuse themselves to me. Like, I don't think she owed me anything, even though we were married for 21 years. Um,
Byron, who are you, my man? I mean, I would be on the bottom of
He
a
would-
booze bottle right now.
He would be
Still,
so pissed, and he would carry
Yeah.
that for the rest of his life. This way.
oh
You
my
seem
well,
goodness,
you're a
don't
very
get me
forgiving
wrong,
guy.
you seem
because
like you're in a good place.
Yeah,
don't
that's great.
definitely don't get me wrong, because I will tell you there have been dark days, especially just feeling betrayed and feeling
Sure.
unloved and all that stuff. But the truth is, I I think I am still loved. I think she still does love me, but I'm just not the right partner for her at this point of life. When we got married back then, we were both pretty religious. We felt like we were kind of following the path that we were supposed to do, and that was, that our parents said was right. But we've really changed our attitudes, both of us, over the years. And I would say for the last 10 to 12 years, we've been, we're not religious anymore, but we're very mindful. I do a lot of meditation. I got into hypnosis for a while.
Wow.
I'm somebody who really gets into, kind of metaphysical type stuff. And through all that, I've really just learned to let certain things go. And actually, coming from Bill Murray, I learned that, or I've adopted his kind of mantra that nothing matters. Like, just nothing matters. There, we're gonna wake up healthy and happy tomorrow, so it doesn't matter. And so I really try to live presently, and I let go of the past, and I don't look at the future in such a way that I'm anxious or nervous. I try to just remind myself that I'm good. I'm happy, and that's probably the reason I got through that date. In the comments, there's a lot of people that are.
Nope.
We lost you.
Texas internet. Oh, there you go. You're back. Got a lot of people in the comments.
Yeah, a lot of people in the comments are saying, "Oh, after 20 minutes or 30 minutes, you should bail." But again, this is something that I wanted to do anyway. So in my mind, it seems like a good option to get out there and start dating is to just do stuff that I like to do. I like to go to see live music, and I like to play live music. And so my approach is just to invite her along, her or anybody that I match with, or
All right, well, let's get to that. I want to talk about that. So how do your kids feel? Like, are they like, hey, get out there, Dad, get on them sites, go meet somebody?
Yep. They've been given the choice whether they want to go to Alaska. They all three chose to stay here. This is what they feel like is their home. And they also got to see kind of some of the, I guess, negative aspects of a crumbling marriage, and see some of the selfishness that I was talking about with my ex. And so they're fantastic. I mean, I literally can't ask for better kids. They're so easy. Like, they're just the best. And yes, on Sunday, in fact, I was like, I'm going to go out. It's my first date. And my daughter was just like, fantastic. Like, do you need anything? Like, they're excited for me. Because I think they saw some of the negative aspects again from our marriage. So
you're living that Bill Murray life.
Yeah. Well, good for you. All right. So tell me about this girl then. Like, were you talking with her for a little while? You said it was your only match?
Yeah, my only match still, which I think I'm just going to ditch all the dating apps. But we matched about a week ago, I would say, maybe a week and a half. And then we exchanged phone numbers, and we've exchanged pictures so that we, neither one of us were being catfished. We talked on the phone just briefly, but at least I knew that she was a female. And we didn't get into very deep conversations because that's not really what I'm all about. I don't want to be like the texting king. I would rather just get to know some basic information about, somebody or a potential match or whatever, and kind of arrange to meet them. Like, I don't think I can really establish a good relationship just through the phone. I think for me, I need to actually meet somebody and talk to them and see if they get my jokes and,
Yeah, you gotta
stuff
find
like
the
that.
person that's right for you, matches up, and
Make sure they
it's
like
not
Bill Murray.
they like Bill Murray.
Yeah.
And it might not be the first one out of the gate, so you got to keep trying. That's good.
Yeah. And
You know.
so, again, I thought this was going to be the perfect opportunity. We wouldn't be stuck there. I thought, they could, if she doesn't really care for this particular band or whatever, we can go inside. We can go get some ice cream or something. We can leave, but we can just hang out and kind of talk a little bit. But it was so strange. She did communicate with me that she was running late. And so I wasn't like super worried or anything. But then it got
she
to
kept you
be
updated.
quite a while. In the
How
video,
long
I
did
did
she?
an update.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but how long? For people who are just joining us, we're talking with Byron. He went on TikTok and he made the video and it went viral. He was going on his first date in 21 years, first date ever, really, after a 21-year marriage, and he kind of kept everybody updated. And that's what it was, because we kind of when you were giving those updates, like when I was
during
watching,
the date.
it was during
right
it was during the
Yeah.
date. So I'm like, where is she? Like, what does she do? And I'm like waiting. I'm like, I want to hear. So I felt like I kind of lived through it with you a little bit.
Yeah, we're all waving our Team Byron
exactly
flags.
how it went. That from like when I did the very first video, and first of all, I would never video her. Like, that's not what it was about at all. I'm not about to put her on blast or anything. But I was just documenting because I thought it was kind of interesting that this was my first date ever. So I decided to kind of document it a little bit. And so at the very beginning, I took that video, and then she sent me a text like right after that saying, I'm running late, but I'm on my way, like reassuring me that she was in fact coming. I talked to the door lady, and I was like, this is the person coming. It's my first date. She was like, God bless you. And she was like, I'm going to say a little prayer that it goes well. It was so sweet, which is one of the reasons I love it here in Texas.
That is not the way it is here in New York, Byron. Let me just tell you.
Yeah, they look at you.
Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
So how
I'm not
long were
even
you
used to
waiting
it.
for?
So I did an update at 90 minutes, and most people think that's how long I waited, but I actually waited, I just checked before this call, I waited 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Hello.
And
Watch
and I
The
was also
Godfather.
wrong. She didn't stay for 15, she stayed for 10 minutes. Because I got the text after she had left, she sent me a text kind of excuse, and I looked at the timestamp on it. But
What-
it was very strange because she came in, she saw that I had left her her wristband at the front, and she said, I'm here, and I told her where I was. She came out, we embraced, and I was like, hey, good to see you. And right now it's this band going, and I had met a few people, and I was like, this is so-and-so that I met, and this, I introduced her around a little bit, asked her what she wanted to drink, and she said, I just need to run to the restroom, so get in line, and I'll probably be back by the time you're back. So I did that. I was waiting in line, and she went and used the restroom, came back and had her excuse ready to go. Said that she needed to go help out her daughter, and I didn't really ask her any questions about it. I just said, okay, that sounds fine, and maybe we'll try something else. And then that's the last I heard from her. So
Yeah, how
All
long
right.
ago was that? When was?
I have a couple of quick questions here before you answer that one. I'm sorry, Frank. How much did you pay for the ticket?
it was $20.
Okay.
Not that bad.
That's not too bad. And she said she had to go help out her daughter?
Yeah.
She didn't say
Yeah.
with what?
Anything.
Yeah, she didn't say with what. I kind of got the sense that there might be some drama or something, but I don't know. It might be, one of those type of built-in excuses where, like I've done it with my kids. Like, oh, I've
Yeah.
got a kid at home. I can't be going out.
Yeah,
But
Frank had a
it
good
was an
question.
adult daughter. I think she was like 24. She's talked about her to me before and stuff, and
So when was this?
just the fact that she hasn't reached out after at all, it tells me that she either saw something, or she is older than me. She's about 6 years older than me, and I wonder if she thought that might be an issue once she saw me. I don't know. I think I look old, but a lot of people think I look too young, and I don't know.
When was this date? How long
She
ago
actually
was
did
it?
ask me. She's like, "Do you think I catfished you?" And I said, "No, you look exactly like your pictures," which might have been a little bit of a flub, because I think in person she might have looked a little bit older than her pictures, but obviously all pictures are of a past version of us, so I didn't really worry about it. She didn't look crazy old, and I didn't feel catfished. So
So when was this date? How long ago?
it was on Sunday.
Sunday. Okay, today's
Yeah, I
Wednesday.
took the video and I like uploaded it right after.
Do you, Frank, do you think she maybe felt subconscious about herself? Do you think it's her own little issues? It's got nothing to do with Byron?
My honest first impression is that she is a little scattered and she's a little disorganized. Being that late, how far away where was she coming from that she got there
She
almost
lives
3 hours late?
15 minutes away.
See, I was going to say, by the fact that she said to you, do you feel like you got catfished, tells me that she was a little bit maybe maybe it's all her own kind of issues going on. Did she talk to you about anxiety or any stuff like that beforehand?
No, but you actually might be onto something, because her movements were kind of that way a little bit. Like she would only kind of glance at me. She wouldn't like really make eye contact with me. She would kind of look at me and kind of, so maybe she felt a little bit like, and also the friends I introduced her to that I had met were all young people. So I don't know if maybe she felt like we were a younger crowd or whatever. It was just people I met there. I can't
Did
even
she
remember
know
their
that?
names.
Did she know that it was people you met there, or was she
Yeah.
maybe under the impression that these were your friends from a
Good
while
question.
back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty.
Because if she
I
thought that
don't
they were
remember.
old friends of yours, she might have thought, "Oh, what is this? I'm on the spot now. Like there's a spotlight on me, and now I'm meeting him and all his friends on a first date."
I'm pretty sure I said this, like these are my friends that I just met, but maybe my way of putting it, yeah, that's possible, that she thought it was maybe my existing friends or something like that.
Maybe she was uncomfortable with being around so many. She thought it was going to be a one-on-one thing, and now she was walking into a one-on.
Yeah,
a
but
bunch of people.
we did talk about the fact that this is like it was like a 5-hour event.
Right.
And we both knew we weren't going to be there the whole time, and so I
Did
don't
she
know.
apologize to you for being so late?
No, she didn't say anything about it.
Wow.
I think because she had kind of prepared me, like she said, I'm running late, and she had sent me maybe one or two texts in the span of that 2 hours and 45 minutes saying, I'm still coming. Um, Save me a seat. I told her that her wristband was at the front, stuff like that.
She,
So
have you ever
she
seen the
might have
movie?
felt,
You ever seen the movie Along Came Polly?
oh yeah.
She
Ruben,
sounds like a Polly. Sounds like
Mm.
someone who's got a little bit of scattered going on.
yeah,
It's pulled in a million different directions and doesn't really,
yeah.
stick to a structure.
She
Stick
might be
to a
a
That,
plan.
poly. Good point,
that,
Frank.
yeah, yeah. And I might be a Ruben. Um,
Ruben.
Ruben. But yeah, you might be onto something there. What I thought at the time was that she just had some stuff going on, but she felt like she had to show up because she had committed and she knew that I bought the wristband and stuff. And so she probably felt obligated and didn't really have the best excuse for just getting out of it entirely. And so I don't know if that's giving her more of the benefit of the doubt, but
I feel like a
really,
2 hours and 45 minutes, you could have come up with some kind of excuse.
Yeah, you say you're sorry too when you friggin' get there. I mean, dear Lord. All right, so I want an update, Byron. Like, has there been any contact since? Did you text her? Did she text you?
no, I'm not going to text her because I don't think I'm the one who needs to reach out. Um, my text is the last one sent, so I don't know. I don't think I am going to reach out, and she has not reached out to me. So
Hmm.
it's no big deal because again, I had a blast. I'm going to play music tonight, and I I mean because of how I, I call it semi-viral, but how crazy the comments and stuff have gone. I've just had a crazy amount of support and encouragement coming from both men and women. It's pretty unbelievable to see just how many people go through something similar, for one thing, and that means both on the men and women's side. You know, um, I have actually had conversations with other single people who basically say you need to set a rule about ghosting right up front. Like that's the first thing you need to do is set a rule about ghosting. Like agree to not ghost because it's such a prevalent thing right now. Basically, people just feel like they're not interested and then they bounce, and you never have a clue. Like you don't know what
You don't know
happened.
what happened. Yeah, that's a weird.
Yeah.
It's a weird. I don't know how someone does that. Just blocks the person or whatever. I mean, you just ignore them. It's such a weird
Yeah,
thing to do.
it makes no sense except for the dating app world. Like if it wasn't for the apps, I don't think anybody would ever do that because you'd almost be abandoning a potential friendship. It doesn't have to be a romantic partner, but it could just be a friend.
Yeah, you're
But
getting a lot of support in our chat. I got to tell you, people.
because of some of the expectations built in with dating apps, especially like Bumble and Tinder, you kind of have an expectation that at the very least you should be hooking up, and but that's just not my approach. I don't know if this is again the sort of Gen X in me, but I'm uh, I'm more of the approach of I would love to just be friends with everybody, and if it turns into a romantic match, I'll know that by meeting you in person and seeing if there's that sort of spark, that attraction, and that type of thing. But on the apps, I mean, it's 100% about looks, and it's so skewed in favor of women. I have friends, female friends that are on the apps, and it's just insane to look at how many messages they get. Um, and it's frustrating for them too because you can't really spot a quality partner through 5 pictures and a paragraph bio.
It is really
true.
stupid when you think about it. Like when it comes down to it, it is a little tough. But what do you do though? Because I mean, you said you're not in like where you live. How many people are in that area? A couple thousand, 20,000?
Actually, this is the 3rd fastest growing city in America.
Wow.
10 years ago, they had 30,000 people. We just passed 100,000. So
Okay.
this area is exploding, and because we're so close to Austin and San Antonio, when I put in like my radius of 25 miles, I get both cities. So I have hundreds of potential matches. This is a great place to be able to, have the technology of dating apps, but the process of the dating app culture, just, I don't think it's going to work for me. Like,
Frank, you know how I could tell Byron is not from New York? He said 25-mile radius. Here in New York, Byron, we don't. It's like 10 miles max.
10 miles, you get, there's like 10 million people within 10 miles.
Yeah.
10 miles.
And
Everybody's packed on top of each other here.
If you live in Staten Island, you're screwed because nobody is paying a toll to go date you in Staten Island. That's just kind of how it is here in New York.
Every time you go over, it's like $16-20 to get just to cross the bridge.
Yeah. It's the price of a concert ticket down there, Frank, just to go over a bridge over here.
No good.
It's insane. Wow. All right, so what are you gonna do now though? Like, if you're not on the app thing, do you have like here in New York? I watch a lot of Islander games, and people it's cheaper to buy like TV commercials on like the Long Island stations out here, So there's this girl who runs like a dating service, like an old school dating service. Like you call her, she hooks you up. She interviews you, she matches you with people. Do you have anything like that down there? What's your next step?
No, I haven't heard of anything like that. Really, my next step is, because I'm already.
You want to go to Vegas with me and Frank? We'll tear it up. We'll get lost for a weekend.
Let's go.
Hangover style.
Everybody has been telling me I need to go through like hit it and quit it phase, I guess.
Yeah. What do you think about that? A little rebound action, just a little something for Byron. No big deal. Don't have to tell nobody.
I just gotta say that's never been my personality. Like it's not a temptation for me. I don't know. I don't feel like I have wild oats to sow.
You gotta do you, man. Whatever you're comfortable with. If that's not your speed, then don't go that speed.
Can I say something without offending anybody?
No, I don't think you can.
It might be the time to go outside your comfort zones a little bit. See what your comfort zones really are. Because are you thinking to yourself at all, do I really know what I like, what I could do, what I'm capable of, what I would enjoy? Do you even know that, given the fact that you found your wife so early in life?
The issue with me, I think I would really have fun doing that, but I don't know. I have I guess I don't know if I want to call it a respect for women or something, or
it's a good way to put it.
I just feel like I don't want to use somebody in that way. Like
boom. That's good. Yeah, Anthony.
I'm not saying that anybody who does go into hookup culture that they're just using the other sex that way. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying maybe it's because I was raised so religiously or something, but
no, I get you're a nice guy. You don't want to use anybody. I get it.
A woman to go on a one night stand with me, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to be around somebody like that. For me, I'd rather be around somebody who I could be friends with, regardless of if we hooked up. So I don't know. It's just not really my thing.
I get it.
My wife and I met on eHarmony. This was 14, 15 years ago. So I'm sure the app, has newer things going on, but we met about 14, 15 years ago on eHarmony. And the way they did it, like we paid for, it was like 100. I don't remember what the price was. We paid for the subscription of the service, and they matched us up. You know, we did the radius thing, and they matched us up. And then you
Did you block out Staten Island? You blocked out Staten Island.
I blocked out Staten Island.
Yeah,
you got to block out Staten Island. You know, that's where we. You know, that's not a. You know, who the hell's driving out there? So we. So they. You know, you match up with people, and then you go to the next step. The next step was, you submit your dislikes and your likes. You submit your interests and your pet peeves. Then there's a bunch of questions that you ask, and it's like, well, do you value this? Do you value that? Are you religious? Are you not? Are you this and that? And it's just a bunch of survey questions. They match you up, and then you start communicating with each other through the app safely, and it's very responsible, and it's just, you don't take the next step until you're both like, you know, you on the submarine, you both turn your keys. You both get to the next step. And then after a while, you know, I think we were talking on the app for maybe a month. And then we both decided, you know what, let's call each other. We called each other, and then we were like, all right, let's meet up. So it was we dated on the app for a little bit, I guess you could say, and then we met each other. So
and then you had that natural progression.
Exactly. So that worked for us.
Have you thought about like eHarmony? Because like Frank said, it ain't the traditional kind of.
It's not like a hookup app. You know, it didn't do that. You know, it's you're looking for someone app. I don't know. It wasn't an app.
Is eHarmony even still around? How old are you?
Yeah, sure. But it wasn't an app back then. It was a website. You know, we went on the website. There were no apps 15 years ago.
Listen, Jay Sabs is our other co-host here, and she fell in love with her high school sweetheart as well, and is still with it. Wait, I haven't checked in
Not
with
for long, though. Not for long.
Are you still married today? Is still together?
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. All right.
That's a killer bass in the background there. Is that a bass?
It is a bass.
Bass guitar?
It is. It's mine.
Sweet.
Yeah. We got a drummer. Right. There's a drummer here.
So when I make my profile, I should put plays that.
Yeah, plays bass.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't think you should, since you can't identify it. I don't think you should.
Yeah, right.
That'd be huge. All right, so are you thinking about like an eHarmony or something like that?
Wait, I'm sorry. Who the fuck is this guy? No, I'm just kidding.
Stop it. This is Byron. You saw the video, right?
I did.
Okay.
So
are you thinking about like an eHarmony or one of those other kind of ones?
I am.
Not you, Byron.
Oh, you're talking to him. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I hadn't thought about eHarmony. Some people have told me about Plenty of Fish, Hinge, you know, stuff like that.
Tinder.
But
Farmers Only? Has nobody mentioned Farmers Only to you? Feels like a thing.
Yeah, you don't have to be lonely on Farmers Only.
A Christian.
What's
the Christian one?
There are a bunch. Christian Mingle. There are a bunch out there, but I feel like there are hookup apps like Tinder and whatever, but then there are relationship apps like the eHarmony. I feel like is not a. You're just looking for someone to, you know, just like a date. You know, it's a quick turnaround kind of thing.
Well, one thing is I don't really want to do a subscription, and I don't know if it's true, but I have in my mind that eHarmony always requires a subscription. And then also I don't know if like the modern woman in my age bracket is on eHarmony. To me, it seems like something for the previous, 15 years ago. I bet it was like
old people like Frank.
Huge.
Yeah.
I think correct me if I'm. I think I'm a little, slightly, maybe a couple of years younger than you. I'm not sure, but
I don't know. But you're older than me, buddy.
I'm not saying the people themselves are older, but I'm saying the technology is kind of older. It's like the MySpace of dating apps.
I see. Yeah, maybe today. Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, I have to think it's successful. It's still around. It's still going. People are still using it, and it worked 15 years ago. I can only imagine it's improved since then.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to try dating Frank's wife? Maybe that'll be the. Maybe it wasn't so much eHarmony as it was her.
The way things are going today, I might have my own profile, so we're gonna hold up on that.
J Sabs might be on the market.
All right, now let me go ahead, Janine. You go ahead. I'm sorry.
I have a question for you because I watched the first video. I didn't watch the second video, and I came on late. That's what she said. Are you on Match?
No.
Okay. Well, if you
Isn't
want
that
women,
like eHarmony?
It's like eHarmony, right? It's the same kind of thing.
It is. You have to pay for Match though too.
Right.
Yeah. Why don't you want to pay for a subscription? It doesn't seem like it feels dirty to you. You have a different. You have an older mindset, Byron. Yeah.
It just maybe I still do have a married guy mindset, honestly, because when I was single last, I would have never considered paying anything just to meet people. Like that just seems crazy to me. Pay money just to meet somebody. Like I go out to places all the time. I have plenty of opportunities to meet people. But now, because they're so prevalent, that it is harder to meet people organically because people are buried in their phones rather than, like we used to, interact a little bit more.
This was, when I was considering eHarmony, I was like, you know what? Yeah, you pay for it, but you're meeting people that share your interests, that that you're attracted to, and that you would want to meet in real life. So I would never have. I can't imagine I would have met. I like to think I would have, but meeting my wife any other way would have been nearly impossible. I'd never. So
what's strange, Frank?
eHarmony.
During that time, because we were both single and dating at that time, I feel like it was unacceptable to use a dating site, and everybody kind of felt like how Byron felt. And then, the next week, suddenly it was fine. It was like a light switch like that, where it was like, oh, everybody's just joining anyway, so let's everybody join.
Trendsetter, right here.
That's true.
Yeah.
Good point.
Started.
Yeah, you made it cool.
What did they say? What do they say? They say one. I don't know how accurate it is, but they say like a third of people meet online now, or something like that. Like a third of relationships start online.
Here's what I don't understand, Byron, and I want to get your reaction to this. Maybe Janine's too. The amount of people giving you shit for what you wore. You kind of wore something similar to what you're wearing now. Honestly, you're in fucking Texas. What do people want you to wear? A 3-piece tuxedo? I don't get it.
At least a bolo tie.
A MAGA shirt? They wanted you to wear a MAGA shirt in Texas?
Do they want you to wear a MAGA shirt? He's going to a bar, an outdoor bar in Texas. It's like, what do you expect somebody like that to wear? A shirt?
You're going to wear a suit and tie.
Yeah. It's the fact that it was a T-shirt. It doesn't matter. Like, the reason I wore that particular shirt is she likes that band. We talked about it. So I thought it was, I did think about it. I thought, is a T-shirt appropriate for like a first date? And I was like, oh, this is just a live concert. Like, everybody's going to be in a T-shirt, like, and so I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but man, thousands of comments about it. Like,
oh my God,
that's the reason she left is because I was wearing a T-shirt.
That doesn't make sense. If anything, if she could show up almost 3 hours late and go, well, this guy's wearing a T-shirt, I'm out of here. That's you don't need her.
Yeah. That wasn't it.
Yeah, plus she was wearing a graphic tank top too. Like,
so yeah, you're fine. Don't pay attention to
all. And I get their point, but honestly, this is part of the second video that Ginny didn't watch. But
we're digging on you. I like that.
Yeah.
Shots fired this way.
I've always been a T-shirt guy. Like, you look through my closet, I've got
So has Frank. So has Frank. Go ahead.
Transformers. I've got He-Man. Like, because I'm an 80s kid and a 90s, like, that was cool when I was in high school, and I never really grew out of that phase.
That's all I wear, dude, is T-shirts.
A lot of people
and the same exact ones too.
Phase, and so they see me doing it, living life and loving it, and they wish they could pull off a T-shirt on a first date, and so I don't put any weight on it.
All right. Well,
I would say seriously, consider the if you're interested, the dating sites that are better than, like, I feel like Tinder's a hookup app, but like, consider, it worked for me and my wife, the whole eHarmony thing, because it really, maps out what you're looking for and it matches you up. So it's a good way to meet someone who shares your interests and who you'll get along with.
I wonder if I would ever use one. I think so, especially soon, like in the near future. But if you should use Match if you are interested in having a girl tell you that she wants to drink your jizz because it tastes so good, then you want to go on Match.com.
What is going on here?
You know that story.
That's an interesting slogan they have.
Okay.
That's a T-shirt waiting to happen.
Now, you can wear that T-shirt to your next meeting, your next date.
Yeah, that'd go over like a pregnant pole vaulter.
Yeah. So someone I worked for was also married for, I think, 15 years, and then they got divorced, and he didn't know what to do, so he signed up on a couple of different sites, and just went nuts on them, and he met all these women, and one of them said that to him. So I mean, that's why I say that.
Are they still together to this day?
Can you get her name from the guy?
It's got a proven track record of working. Yeah.
You're right. So he actually, I want to say, he was on it for like 2 years and had like little relationships here and there. Still was on the websites too. And then he met some girl and has been with her for like almost 6 years now.
How long have you been on the Bumble for, Byron?
About a week and a half.
Oh, a week and a half. Oh, you got to give it. You got to give it more of a chance.
Some time, man. Yeah, that's right out the gates. You gotta get your feet wet a little.
I mean, I already spend way more time than I want just swiping, and basically, Bumble is different because the woman has to reach out first, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so, and again, this is another thing that I don't pay for. So I can't see any of the people who like me and decide if I like them. But I don't know. It just seems like I'm swiping all day and then nothing really happens.
Well,
and if it does, it's really difficult to like get that conversation going, and so I'm pretty discouraged with the apps. But eHarmony or Match might be way different.
It is.
They're different connotations. One, you got Tinder and I feel like those are just people that are just kind of off the cuff. Kind of the eHarmony Match stuff is more relationshipy. It's geared towards people who want to find someone to get into a relationship with. I feel. I think that's the big difference.
All right, don't get discouraged by his name, Byron. But Hey, Would You Blow Me, who's one of our faithful, says FB dating is free. Have you tried Facebook dating?
I have. That I've been on for probably about a month now. And that one, I haven't like actually met up with anybody yet. But I've probably had about, I don't know, a dozen matches, which is not a lot, especially if you're a woman. That's nothing, but that's a lot for me because all they seemingly want to do is text and message in the app, and that's a lot of people to like try to keep conversations going with. And so I've had to kind of be more discerning, and I'll usually float some sort of a joke that if they don't get it, then I move on.
The test or not.
Yeah. See if they get my type of humor.
It's hard. That's what she said. It's hard because I would go on Match for my boss, and he'd be like, "Can you just like help me out today?" And I'd be like, "What?" And he'd be like, "Just like swipe and see for me." And I'd be like,
that is ridiculous. I don't know what kind of job you're doing.
The worst job ever.
But I'll tell you, it was interesting because there'd be days where he would just be swiping for hours. I'm not kidding you, hours.
What is the
and
point?
So don't give up. Don't give up hope. But you're right, because it is a lot to keep up with, especially if you're in different apps, because there was times where he messaged the wrong woman. Like I would put the woman in his phone and he would message the wrong woman thinking it was another girl. So, and what he did, which is a lot of people do this, they send the same first message to women over and over and over and over.
All right, well, if you're a screw up, it's not going to help you. So
I mean,
I would be
it's
mortified though if I said the wrong name or something, and so it is like a worry to, especially if I get a phone number. So I do the same thing where I have to like specifically put in their contact, how I met them, and like everything that they've told me. I make like a little note of it, because I would be mortified if I was like, oh, thanks, Angie, and it's Amber or something.
Yeah, he definitely did that. He definitely did that. Like,
yeah, don't beat yourself
and
up.
I'm like, dude, no, but it's okay because
all right, we gotta let Byron hit the music scene over there. Any final thoughts or questions for him, J Sabs, Frank?
I just
Jabalomi.
Jabalomi, anything? I think it's just a matter of, especially if you're going to go up the internet route of meeting people, finding the right app is key. Because people expect different things when they're on different apps. But then take a look at which one's right for you. Look at the testimonials and the what's it called, the comments about the apps and stuff. Like people swear by these things. I swear by eHarmony. I was on it for less than a month, and I met my wife. And that was
how many women did you talk to, Frank?
A lot.
Just her.
Okay.
Really? Oh, like I get it, Anthony. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't say. He has to tell the story. It was only one. It doesn't work if it's not only one.
I matched with a few people, but I only really reached out to Erin, and that was it. And then we met up. She was the only person that I got. There was like different levels when you go through it. She's the only one that we got to like level 2 or whatever. I forget how it went, but the only one that we got to the next step with.
Hugo Hummer, I hear AOL is a hit for dating. Frank's 5 minutes away from suggesting AOL. To the
I knew he was going to say that.
AOL is underrated.
J Sabs, any final thoughts or questions for Byron so we can go play music?
I want to know how it goes in a month, and if maybe I'll do a profile too and see how it goes.
You know what? That's very generous of you to do that, to put your marriage on the line.
Why not? Yeah. Just see how it goes.
Solidarity.
I've been hit up by a few married women in the comments and sliding into my DMs. It's so funny because everybody that slides into my DM says the same thing. I never do this, but
now, are you talking about on TikTok?
Yeah, on TikTok.
Okay.
Really?
So that's what I was going to tell you. I was going to tell you a couple things. This is what I'm going to tell you, Byron. First of all,
this is going to be worthless information.
Stop it.
But go ahead.
Listen to me. You're a sweetheart of a guy, and I'll tell you what your biggest problem is. You're going to have a hard time finding somebody as nice and sweet as you. All right? That's the first thing. Second thing is keep up the TikTok thing, because even though it's not a dating app, you're going to somebody's going to slide into your DMs that's not like, I never do this, I'm married, and they're going to be like, I don't live far from you. I saw your story and I think you're a nice person, so
right.
I would keep that going for sure.
Let's meet up. Let's go to a MAGA rally. Yeah.
Believe it or not, there was a person before it went viral. It went viral pretty quick, but for about the first 20 minutes, somebody that I had matched with on Facebook Dating commented and said, "Hey, let's go out. Like, let's actually do it," on the TikTok video. And so many people started commenting on that thread and liking it and stuff that she had to delete it. Oh. But we're going out Saturday. We're going to Floor's Country Store, see an Eli Young band.
Hey.
So, I have no idea what that means, but you know what?
Country
that sounds
music.
good. Okay.
That's great. All right. Well, then are you gonna make a TikTok and update everybody?
I'm gonna ask her what she thinks about it, but
She
I'll
seems
do
to be a
some
fan
sort
of your
update.
TikTok.
Yeah. But I don't know. She might be kind of weirded out by it, especially since it has blown up and it gets pretty weird. Some of the comments get pretty crazy. Like I was saying, I've been hit up by quite a few married women. So I don't know if she wants anything like that. So I'll just ask her.
Well, listen, you don't
Or
even
if
have to include her, but people are invested in you now. You got to keep the world updated a little bit.
Yeah.
We got to know. All right, and then here's my last thing I want to say to you. If it ever starts to bother you about this girl, you could always send us her number, and we could reach out to her to find out what went on. I mean, you sound like you got a pretty level head. You might not need that, but I know it would fucking kill me, and I would love to have somebody like us who could just run interference and be like, "Hey, what the hell ever happened?" And it be like, then you don't have to wonder or worry, right?
That's true.
Yeah, and I honestly am pretty curious, because she didn't give me any signs that there was any issue or anything, and maybe she's just a terrific actress, but I don't know. But to me, it's a pretty big sign that she just hasn't reached out since, and so because of that, I'm like, maybe I don't want to hear what her answer is.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like the right match. But you got this date this weekend sounds encouraging. That's great.
Yeah, you got stuff cooking. So, but if it ever gets to you, we're pals now, so you could always reach out.
You have a resource.
I can help since I have a lot of experience in this.
There you go. Yeah. Do you want Janine to? Do you want to give Janine your passwords and she can swipe for you?
Or send the same message to multiple women.
Yeah.
Hey,
if you'll make a video of yourself slapping that bass, that'll go a long way for me. Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
Go a long way for me.
There you go.
I hope you're talking about the bass guitar.
Me too. I wasn't sure, but I wasn't going to get in the way.
Right.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
All right, Byron. I know you got to go play some music. I appreciate the time, my friend.
Break a leg.
Thank you very much.
Keep us updated.
Bye.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
All right, there he goes. There's Byron, everybody.
Byron.
I have a. By the way, I have a good. I have a good Tinder story.
A good Tinder story?
I don't want to steal his thunder right there. Yep.
Oh, I appreciate that.
So you're on Tinder?
Not yet, but a friend of mine is on it.
Of course.
No, this is
someone I know.
My friend is on it, and he saw another friend of mine on it. It came up in his thing, like that. Like if it was like recommended for him, and my friend freaked out because this other friend is not confirmed gay, but whoa, now he is.
Whoa.
So it's crazy. That's why you never know who's gonna be on these apps. That's what I wanted to say. That was my point of my story. But it's crazy because you never know. You never know.
Yeah. Well, do you remember when? What was the one? The married one, Ashley, whatever.
Madison.
Ashley
what?
Madison.
I don't know.
I knew somebody who was on that, and yeah, I can't say who it was, but they reached out to me. They were like, "I'm a little worried. I was on that,
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Do
Who
I
was
know
it?
them?
Tell me.
No, you don't know this person. I could tell you who it is. It would mean absolutely nothing to you.
To me too?
Yeah, to you too.
Damn it.
But yeah, and I was like, oh boy, it's true.
So now it's not, well, it was never confirmed, but it was always confirmed. So now is this guy is he gonna come out or not? Because if you're on a dating website, you have to know you're out in the open. You know what I mean? You're not.
People are going to see it. Yeah.
People are going to see it, and whew, I can't.
Yeah.
I can't. So crazy. Anyway,
I tell you, that interview with Byron did not go the way I thought it was. I was ready to call his wife all sorts of names. I was ready to call this woman all sorts of names, but he seemed so damn comfortable with the whole thing. I felt bad, bashing these people.
Yeah.
Even though I was feeling that way after watching the video, like who the fuck, you know?
I don't know how you. I mean, if you're running 2.5 hours late or more, like just listen. I'm not coming. Why even show up? Why is she? You know, she.
That's
Two and
what
a
I
half
think is so
hours.
compelling about his story. First of all, the married for 21 years and first date part, and you're like, well, that's not common. And then the fact that she makes him wait for 2.5
Yeah, it's
hours
not
and
cool.
shows up for 10 minutes.
No. I'm not going to do that when I go on my date. I mean, what? I wouldn't do that though. That's
Why are you
messed up.
pissed at your roommate?
Oh, it's a long story.
Oh, never mind then.
It's a long story. It has to start with 20 years ago in the hallway of John Adams High School.
Oh, boy.
No.
No. I don't think we have time for this.
Since we'll be seeing each other a lot on Saturday, Frank.
That's true.
You know.
Yeah, there's a lot going on this weekend.
There is a lot going on.
A little bit.
Yeah, there is a lot going on. What do you think, Janine? You think he's got? You think Byron's gonna find happy? I can't believe he wasn't more mad at his wife. Dear Lord.
Wait, what happened with his wife? Because I did miss that.
He said she was not faithful.
Oh, really?
Which I almost started crying because I thought his voice cracked a little bit. That my heart really sunk a little bit.
They were married for, what do you say, 21 years, 20 years, 20 something?
Honestly, I swear to God,
3 kids.
The way he handles
Now I
that.
have to go back and actually watch this episode. First time for something. Go ahead.
The way he's talked about that, though, I mean, I would have been bawling and drinking. I mean it, Frank. I mean, be honest. Like that, he has such a shiny outlook on life. I would be blaming my children forever. I'd be like, it's your fault.
You blame them for everything.
That's true. I would be so lashing out. And he's like, I don't know. He's got it together.
I think, yeah, he'll be. The thing is, he is right. There is a lot of swiping, so I don't want him to get discouraged because of that. Like there is a lot.
He's only been on the scene for what, a month? You got
no. He said a week and a half.
No, that's what. What do you mean?
That was on Bumble, like a week and a half on Bumble. He was on Facebook dating for like a month.
Right. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So this is very new. You know, you're not going to find, you know, your first time out the gate, you're not going to be like home run. I mean, it happened for me, but what are you going to do?
You're a dick. And I'm the asshole.
You are the asshole. No, I'm just saying, you know, if you're, especially when you're, you know, when I went on eHarmony, I was 26 years old. You know, so there's more. I feel like there were more people of the same age. You know, but now when you get older, I feel like there are probably fewer people that are on the sites at that age. So
no,
I don't know.
That's not true. There's a lot of people on Match.com who are older. Because I saw it with my boss. There's a lot. There's not. Because just think about people who get divorced. There's a lot of divorced people. I'm
sure. So you know, and he doesn't. He's doing these swipe apps. Those aren't. You're not gonna. They're looking for people on those things. I feel in general are probably looking for just hookups and whatever.
Right. I don't know that there's got to be a. Yeah, I mean, I guess so, but there's got to. Well, I think that's the natural reaction when you get out of a 21-year marriage. I mean,
if you want to do that, go for it. But
my boss literally wants to hump anything.
I feel like if you're looking for a relationship, maybe Tinder. I don't know if that's what that's for. I mean, I think most people, when they think of Tinder, they think of just random hookups.
I don't know if that's the case now. I'm going to ask my friend. I'm going to see.
That's what I think. That's when I hear Tinder, that's what I think of. So.
Bird says he's good looking, nice, and a positive attitude. You'll find somebody. He's a good looking guy. It feels like I see women on TikTok. I don't know if they're just clout chasing, but I feel like I see women on TikTok that are like, give me a bearded guy who wears like flannel shirts and a fucking, then they're saying, yeah, that's hot. That's all kinds of that's all they want. And then if here's this fucking guy, it looks like exactly like what they're describing. And
again, it's been a month. He'll be fine, I think.
You're right.
There's one bad date. I don't think it's the end of the world. It's gonna. He's got this promising sounding date coming up this weekend with the one who likes.
I know he's got some shit cooking.
So good. He'll be all right, I think.
Anna, do you think people are afraid to be alone? Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that's exactly why my boss did what he did. He was terrified of being alone. And it's a legit feeling. It's not.
Yeah. We didn't
Some
get to this
people-
part of it, but I was going to say it, but we were kind of talking about everything when he was on. When you are going out there and just hooking up, it's odd to say, but you feel more alone then.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
You really do, because like I can remember dating and, you know, just you're this or you're that and you're here and you're there and you're this one, you go out with somebody and then you go home and you're like, I don't like, you could care less if they ever call again or they call you, you don't call that, whatever it is. You know, sometimes you call them, they don't call you back. It doesn't even matter. Like, even like what I'm saying is even those instances where you're like, they're calling you and you're like, you still feel like you don't have anybody to like talk to or confide in. It's a very strange feeling.
Well, I'll see how that is in a few months.
Well, I wonder what kind of day Janine had today.
Doesn't sound good.
I'll tell you how. I had 6. Well, no, I didn't have. My kids had a total of 6 tantrums today.
Oh, that's a brutal thing. So that's all your husband's fault, clearly.
Like
No, I'm not in a good mood right now.
No, I hear you.
I am the one was okay. Let me tell you something. I went to a pool store. This is my life.
A pool store?
A pool store, like because we're thinking about getting a new pool, right?
You just got a new pool.
No, it's 10 years old. So it's rusting too. It's not. So we're in there, and this pool store is actually pretty cool. It has in-ground pools with actual like water inside of it. Very cool. Like all different kinds.
As opposed to fake water?
No, I mean like you know how like in pool stores they'll have
in
pools,
the store. I got
yes, in the store, but they don't have like actual water in them. It's just the pool, whatever.
Got it.
So there were in-ground pools. There was like a whole bunch of hot tubs, blah blah blah. The little one, I want a hot tub for my birthday.
Seems reasonable. What's the problem?
You're 3.
Get the kid a friggin' hot tub. What's wrong with you?
And say it, Mom. Say you'll get me a hot tub. I was like, are you... what?
Just say yes, and that'll be the end of it.
Starts screaming and crying, right? And then I talk with the sales guy in his office. And all of a sudden, the old one starts hysterically crying. She's in my lap. And I'm like, the guy gave her a lollipop. He's trying to talk to me. She's like, I'm like, oh, no. I said, what's wrong? I'll tell you when we get home. Okay. She wouldn't even tell me in the car. We get home. She tells me, I cried because I don't want a new pool.
That's adorable.
What do you mean you don't want a new pool?
She's gonna miss the old pool.
I don't want a new pool. I like my pool. I said, okay, this new pool's going to be even better. No, I like my pool. And I'm like, oh my fucking God. Someone just take me right now. Take me. Okay? I don't need...
See, I think you should have played up the kids are crying angle into a, listen, my kids are upset. Can you knock $1,000 off the pool?
Yeah, right. That's true. She's really upset about the price. That's what I should have told the guy.
Can you throw in the filter or something?
Right.
Give me the installation, just to get this kid to stop crying, please.
I mean, really.
Yeah, tell them lollipops don't cheer them up. $1,000 discounts do.
That's
exactly.
True.
Get on it, motherfucker.
A year's worth of glory. What do you got for me? Give me something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not having a good day at all. So.
That sounds like a rich person problem. I had a problem
I know, right?
with the pool store today.
My people problems.
I don't know what was going on, but my pool store
screamed. I can't tell you how. I'm gonna send you the video.
No, please don't.
Her screaming.
You took video of her screaming.
Oh yeah, of a hot tub.
Maybe
she doesn't even know what it is.
Maybe the family needs a hot tub.
Yeah, right.
That'd be nice. Little family hot tub.
Just say, listen, you got the bath at home. We'll just turn the hot water on.
Right. Well, Robin, simple solution is just to have 2 pools.
Boom.
Actually, she
See?
did ask for 2 pools. She goes, "Okay, can we just have the new one and the old one?" Yeah,
There
okay.
you go.
Kid.
Kid knows how to get herself a good, couple
Yeah,
pools.
she's working you.
Yep.
You know what,
We're-
Frank, I think I'm going to do? I'm going to think that on Saturday, they can go home with you, sleep by your house, and then let's see how long you and Aaron last with them. Let's see.
Nope. What are you threatening me? That ain't. I'll lock the door. That ain't happening.
Here's what's gonna happen. It'll be July 4th, and Frank and I will be sitting in Janine's new hot tub, going, "Man, that kid's got it down."
Kid knows what she's doing, man.
Not for me. Maybe for the roommate. He'll buy her one. Oh, you want one? Oh, okay, Angel.
We'd be like, "I'm so glad that kid cried because my back is killing me, and this hot tub is doing wonders."
These jets, holy shit.
We got to teach her how to cry over the jet, the jet upgrade package, Frank.
I'm telling you that she's.
Oh, I won't
there.
mind the Jets.
Holy shit! All right, I don't know. We have topics. Should we speed round right through all of them?
Let's go, George Santos. He's
All right.
arrested.
Oh my God, you didn't do any of the topics.
We're in the middle
actually-
of the Trump one.
We did the
Oh.
Trump thing.
Let me do it quick. He wouldn't say if he would sign a federal abortion amendment or not. He vowed to protect the Second Amendment and address the mental health crisis in the U.S. He said he would drill everywhere for oil. He said he would consider separating families at the border.
What the fuck is
as
wrong with this guy?
New York City is swamped with immigrants. He refused to call Putin a war criminal, says he can end the Ukraine conflict in one day.
Yeah.
He claims he had every right to keep classified documents found at Mar-a-Lago. Trump calls CNN's Caitlin Collins a nasty woman in a testy exchange over Mar-a-Lago raid. Ooh.
Everything you just said is awful. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with this asshole? Just drill everywhere for oil. It doesn't matter. I'm going to separate kids. He has no problem. I can't.
I wonder if we could pull that audio before the show is over. George Santos, he was indicted. He pled not guilty today.
Of course.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, it was crazy.
You know what his defense is going to be? I'm not really George Santos, so you can't. I don't know. You can't arrest me.
That'd be great.
You know, get my
Just-
real name, and then we could arrest me.
Just
George
when I
Santos,
thought,
too.
oh, finally, this guy's got he's going. He showed up today and he was like, "It's crazy. What a conspiracy that I'm indicted after only 3 months, but the Biden administration hasn't been indicted on it." People are like, "What are you fucking talking
Shut
about,
the
guy?
fuck up.
You've been
I love
lying about everything." I mean,
He's
good
standing
point,
there.
but you've been lying about everything. Like,
He's standing there in front of all these cameras and these news people, and as soon as he said the Biden administration, everybody, you could hear everybody just groan. And I was like, "Come on, buddy, change
he
the
has-
fucking record."
no moral. Like, it's so bizarre, and just when I think it's going to end, it doesn't, and it's crazy. Speaking of crazy, Robert De Niro had his 7th kid.
Was
Something
he
like
out of
that.
his mind?
He's 70 something. What is he? Almost 80.
Dear
You know what I
Lord.
should have done? I should have sent the littlest one to his house, and he'll never make a deposit in his wife ever again.
That would have been. It's not his wife. Remember, he got divorced.
Oh yeah.
Supposedly, it was like a nasty divorce, and then they were like, she's taking advantage of him, and now he's got to do all these shitty movies because he's got to like fucking pay her off and all this stuff. And now it's like he's got another kid, and nobody knows who the kid's with. Did we ever find out?
I have
Oh,
no
I don't
idea.
know.
But he's 79. He's 79 years old.
Oh
and
my
Just
God.
had a baby.
How does it still work like that?
As long as something comes out, I guess.
I guess so.
At
It's not just
33,
Air.
I fucking 33. I thought I was too old to have kids. Honestly, fucking 79,
70 fucking 9. That's crazy.
and he doesn't want to have kids. You think he wants to have another kid?
7. I mean, I feel like if you don't want to have kids, 7's a high number for that. If you don't want to have kids,
Hello.
maybe 2 is probably.
Even Alec Baldwin.
Yeah,
I
but
mean, 'cause
he's
it's-
what is he? 60?
No, he's
Who?
older than that.
Alec Baldwin. How old is Alec?
Oh, he's another one. I don't know what. I don't know what he's thinking. He's off his rocker. I mean, I think these guys just have a ton of
65.
money, and they're
He's
like,
65, yeah.
they're like, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna be dead soon. Like De Niro's got to be thinking, I'll give you a kid. Who cares? I will be dead soon.
Right.
none of
Probably.
this is going to matter.
He's got the money. They'll be taken care of. All the kids will be taken care of. It's not like they're, the kids aren't going to starve.
Right.
Who was the guy that was banging until he was like 100 and something, having kids? It's like an 80s star, 70s and 80s star. Remember?
I was going to say Frank's brother's father-in-law, but he ain't that old yet.
Well, yeah, you're
Tony
right.
Randall? Was that
Tony
his name?
Randall.
Remember Tony Randall was like 90 and he had a kid, or he had like twins or something fucking crazy.
Yeah, I
can't
remember
remember
that. That was like the huge friggin' story.
And then he like died like 2 years later. He was just dead. And it was like, who cares? That must be what it is. They just don't give a shit.
No.
Yeah, he was 77. And let's see. The actor became a father for the first time. He became a dad for the first time when he was 77.
Holy cow.
That is, I mean,
The only person crazier than De Niro is that fucking Nick Cannon, because he's got to live with these animals for a longer time.
Yeah, that's true. But they're all different women all over. So.
Well, nobody knows who this kid is with De Niro. And hasn't he been married like 3 or 4 times?
I have no idea. You'd be surprised how I haven't kept track of De Niro's marriages.
Clint Eastwood is another one. Isn't he married like 20 times with like having a shitload of different kids?
20 sounds high, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how these people are doing it.
Yeah.
Then you got Byron, who's like, I don't want to have one night. Like, it doesn't make any sense. How can we're not on the same page here.
Nobody's on the same page. Everybody's doing their own thing, whatever. So that's De Niro.
Brian had Tony Randall before I did. Very good, Brian. Thank you, buddy.
Very good.
Knicks won.
The Knicks won?
Yep.
Wow.
I know. I'm going to tell you something right now.
Is that important?
In the playoffs, they had to win tonight. They had no business winning. Everybody thought they were done.
Cool.
When's the next? I want to see. Well, did I say here standing room only tickets were $400 each last week? Let's see how much they are now.
Let me know. I'd like to know.
Yeah, they probably are. Let's see. A lot of money.
So
it's Monday.
How did Tom Cruise and Shakira hook up?
Can I tell you how? Because I already know. Oh my God.
Please.
Okay, the cheapest tickets are $700 starting.
Yeah, but they're not even gonna get what they have to go play in Miami first, don't they?
No, they already played it. They played in Miami while I was there.
Oh.
Actually, 3 guys on our plane coming home Saturday night were all wearing Knicks jerseys. Of course, I had to say something.
That's right. They do 2, 3, and 2, don't they?
I was like, Knicks. They lost that game on Saturday, but they were like, we got this next time. I was like, okay. They lost that game, but now, wait, when did they played? They played Monday and they lost, but they won tonight. So deciding game is Monday coming up. Go ahead. Sorry.
Tom Cruise and Shakira, J Sabs.
At Formula One. Okay.
Yep.
Of course, they decided to hook up while I was there.
Yeah.
I thought Shakira was married. Wasn't she married?
No,
she just got divorced.
The guy was a scumbag.
Oh, all right.
He was cheating on her, wasn't he?
Yep. That's why she made that new that song about him.
How do you cheat on Shakira? I mean, for the love of God. She's got money. She's smart. She's talented. She's gorgeous. Who goes... I need a fucking set. I would I mean, you're talking about maybe 100 women on the planet that you would be like, oh, okay, I would cheat on Shakira with that girl. She's so hot. I mean, I fucking don't understand these people. Is this like a Pete Davidson move by this guy? He's like, I'm going to cheat on Shakira, and then everybody's going to wonder, who's this guy who has the balls to cheat on Shakira? And then I'm going to get so much more ass.
Yeah, but do we even know who this guy is?
No.
He didn't really pull off the Pete Davidson thing, did he?
And then here's what's going to kick him in the ass. You don't see it coming because you're thinking about yourself. And then all of a sudden, Tom Cruise is living in your house where you used to be. And now you're like, oh, shit, fucking Mission Impossible's in there.
Yeah. Now who's Top Gun? He's about to make it rain, man.
Oh, God.
Oh shit!
I bet Shakira's looking for a few good men.
All right, that's my turn. That's my turn.
What, you going to get a cocktail?
I want to see how long you can go for. This is amazing.
If I don't know, it might be risky business if I keep going.
Oh my god!
We are on like a 10 for dad jokes at this point.
Interview with a vampire.
Maverick. Okay, Maverick. See you.
Okay, Maverick. All
All
right,
right, Goose. Where'd you go, Goose?
That's it. What do you think, man? I don't know. I'm worried about Byron. I hope he's going to be okay.
He's gonna be fine. He's just new to the dating scene. He got one bad date. You gotta, it's gonna be all right. He's got this. I feel like the date he's got coming up this weekend sounds promising. A girl that out of nowhere that lives in the area that says that before this thing went viral. So she's not like looking to go viral herself, with a comment or anything. It's just she just happened to comment, and I thought that was nice. I thought maybe I feel like it's a positive thing, and I hope they hit it off.
Yeah, but you don't worry that maybe she's clout chasing a little bit too. Like, oh, let me get in on this viral action.
That's what I'm saying. She commented before it went viral. He said, like, before anything went crazy, she was one of the first to comment.
That's the other thing too. Like, who knows if she just like you talk to these people and then you think like, oh, they stopped talking to me. Sometimes people get busy. Sometimes it's people being a dick, but sometimes people just forget. Or
I think he ran into it along came Polly. I think that she's all scattered all over the place. She's got a million things going on, and she's not really holding herself to any kind of schedule. That's what it sounds like. You
might be on something. I think you may have just like named. I don't know, what would you call that? A trend or category of dating?
Did I coin a phrase here? A Polly?
I think you coined a phrase a little bit. To be honest with you, yeah, it's kind of brilliant. Very, very brilliant.
That's a Polly.
That's a fucking Polly. We didn't even talk about this, but he said he brought up ghosting. I wanted to bring up zombieing. Do you know what zombieing is?
I heard the term. I don't know the exact definition.
When somebody ghosts you, they vanish. They're gone, and then all of a sudden, like months later,
come back out of nowhere.
Come right back out of nowhere. Zombie.
They zombie.
That's a new trend. That's what people are talking about.
Come back to life out of nowhere.
Because it happens to think about it. They're like, oh, I could do better or whatever. They go off and then they're like, oh, you know what? That person was interesting a couple months ago. Yeah, exactly. That shit happens,
Hashtag Polly. Make it happen.
Hashtag Polly, everybody. Brilliant, Frank. Brilliant as always. Thanks to Byron for coming on. Appreciate that. I hope you guys, I don't know if people found this more interesting. Could do a little something different than what we normally do.
Yeah, what the hell? We went outside of the comfort zone a little bit. And we tried something new. A couple of shows, we had a couple of guests. We had Puffy and food expert on.
Trying it. It's funny. We always started with so many ideas, and one of them was that like we'll never do guests, and now we're kind of like, I don't know, should we talk to other people? Kind of feels like
I got sick of talking to you, so I was like, you know what, we should fucking bring someone else in here.
Yeah, because I don't want to do the whole fucking Hollywood celebrity. You got a movie or a book coming out. Who gives a shit? I kind of want to just talk to more interesting people.
What was it like working with Al Pacino? Horrible. It was the worst experience of my life.
Yeah, right? What the fuck are they going to say?
Exactly.
All right. Paul says great segment. That makes me happy. There we go.
Locked it. That's it. It's official.
It's in there. Appreciate it, Paul. Thanks to Byron for giving us some time. We'll catch you guys all on the next episode.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.